right, beautiful. Well, hi, this is Sal, and I'm just starting the first of a series of interviews with awesome, amazing people and finding out what they're into and what their passions are. So today we've got Brigette Sigley. So welcome, Bridge. Hey, Bridge.
Oh,
Welcome.
thank you. Thanks, Sal.
So Bridget,
So nice to see you.
oh yeah, it's great to see you. It's a sunny day here. Bridget is a focus on living expert. She helps working mums feel calm, vibrant and free. So Bridge, tell us a little bit more about all of this.
Yeah, sure. So basically, I help mums that are like myself, and I help them to feel calm because I was this sort of person that used to run around crazily all the time and never ever stop and didn't know how to stop. And I just thought stopping was very uncool. And so being able to find that calm place has really been able to help me. And the vibrancy side of things was I was always a person that about I'll feel good about myself when my hair is shorter, when I'm fitter,
Yeah,
when and learning how to feel vibrant all the time was a big deal. And the free part is really coming about with that. Often I would feel guilty putting myself first or doing stuff for myself.
yeah.
And so learning how to live guilt-free has meant that I've become free, really free, and to embrace my passions. So as a result of all of that, I've become a better mum and partner, and I'm just happier generally.
Oh no, look, that's amazing because when you were talking about just being busy, busy, busy all the time, it was just giving me goosebumps down the back of my neck. Because
Oh.
how many people are like that? It's this crazy world that we're living in, and it's 24/7 and always giving, giving, giving to other people. So I completely get that. So how did you get into all of this area?
I think for a lot of people it starts with a journey, and if you'd asked me 12 years ago, would I be doing what I'm doing as a focus on living expert, I would have gone, no way. No, but so what happened was 12 years ago, I was diagnosed with a brain tumor. And at the time, I just had my first son, and he was 6 months old.
Yeah.
And I had a little fledgling business that I was running. And and it was all about, okay, well, just being more and doing more. And so suddenly I had this brain tumor diagnosis where I said to them, how quickly can you fix me? And they went, well, look, we can operate within 48 hours.
Whoa.
And yeah, so at first I was really shocked about that. But in my mind, I'm going through my head, well, look, if they can operate then maybe I can still have my invoicing out by Thursday. Maybe I can send my mother home and packed up a lot better than she can around the house. Like these crazy sorts of thoughts were going through my head.
48 hours is
So
like,
anyway, they operated 48 hours.
whoa.
Yeah. And it was this really big deal operation. But I came out of that thinking, okay, let me put my foot to the metal, and life is about going as fast as I can, doing everything as quickly as I can, because who knows how long I've got to live. And there were no thoughts about, well, was there anything in my life that perhaps could have led to this illness, right? I wasn't even thinking about that. So we progressed 5 years. So I'm now 40 years of age, and I've now got 3 children, and they're all under seven. My business has got bigger. So I had offices on St Kilda Road in Melbourne. So for anyone that doesn't know, that's kind of like, in a city, 12 staff. And I was training for this ultra long triathlon. So life was pretty busy. Everything was factored in. And I remember it being this autumn morning, and I'd just come back from a training session, and I'd hopped into the shower and I'm soaping myself up. And all of a sudden my hand goes under my arm, and I felt this pea-sized lump
Oh, I'm getting the goosies again.
Fucking hate peas. No, but and I thought, I just kind of had this feeling that there was something that wasn't quite right.
Mm.
Have you ever had that feeling?
Oh yeah,
You know,
absolutely, absolutely. You just can't explain it, but it's just there. Yeah, it's like that niggle.
yeah,
Oh, like,
yeah.
what is it? Yeah.
Mm. And I remember the water being hot and it suddenly went cold. Just that, I just felt cold. And then the next minute I'm in the specialist office and they give me this diagnosis that I had grade 3 breast cancer and it was in my lymph nodes. And my first reaction was just to be stunned, right? You know, like I'm fit and I've got all this stuff going on. I can't possibly have breast cancer. How can I fit that in?
Yeah.
You know, I've got these meetings to go to. I've got these children to look after. So what did I say to them? How quickly can you fix me? And I remember her looking at me and just saying to me, it's going to be a long journey. And my journey started with 6 months of chemo. And I was like a boxer. Round 1, I stepped into the ring and I got through round 1. I thought, this is okay. I can do this. And then by round 2, my hair and my eyebrows started to fall out. And I thought, oh, my God, I'm now looking physically unwell.
Yeah, yeah.
And for women, well, especially for me, you get quite attached to bits of you that you like your hair and your eyelashes and stuff. And so suddenly they were gone. And then by round 3, I was like taking the kids to the school and I'm saying to my husband, Ross, what's her name? I can't remember her name. I mean, we all have these moments now at times, but this is all the time. And then round 4, my business. So I couldn't even make a decision in my business, which became a real problem because the clients were kind of going, oh, you know, what's happening to her? And so we started to lose clients in the business. And I thought, look, this is okay. I can get through this. And look, I had started to add a couple of things in. I'd been off to what's called Gawler Foundation, and I'd done a 10-day retreat where I'd learned about meditation, and I'd changed my diet to vegan. And by round 5, I just couldn't even ride my bike up the hill anymore. So and round 6, I had to have a blood transfusion. So I was feeling pretty crappy. And I thought, that's okay. We've done, you know, between the two of us, we've managed to get this. And so I remember going back in to see the specialist and she said to me, Brigette, the chemo hasn't worked. I'm really sorry. The tumor has actually got bigger and we're now going to have to operate and we're going to have to take your breast and take all your lymph nodes. And it was this moment where I don't know. I just didn't know what to do. I'd normally been this really controlled person about, okay, now I do this, now I do that. And suddenly I just didn't have any answers. And I remember coming back home and going to my meditation room. I'd set up this meditation room and I'd just turn my phone off here. And I just lay down. All it like I surrendered. I lay down and I just asked God, whatever you are, if you're listening, I don't know what to do. And I felt like this warm blanket was being wrapped around me. And the next day I felt really guided. So I'd been booked in for surgery in a week's time. And I felt really when I say guided, I mean this really strong intuition to go back and have Reiki. So I'd had that early on in my journey. And for anyone that doesn't know, Reiki's like this hands-on healing where it works through energy. But the way it works, I now understand, is that you need to kind of just surrender. Like you need to just allow them to do what they do. And so I went and just was like lay on the table and went, bleh. And Margot did her thing. And I just felt a bit lighter after that. And I came home and I went to bed that night. And the next morning, my hand would always subconsciously go underneath my arm to where my little pea-sized lumps were. And this morning I got up and I suddenly couldn't feel it. I thought, what's going on? I can't feel the lumps. You know, maybe they've moved or something. And I remember saying to Ross, I wonder if I should have another scan. But remember, I just had those scans and those biopsies like 3 days before.
Mm-hmm.
So I went back down to my meditation room, and normally I would just set my timer, boom, 20 minutes, and just sit there. And I felt quite good that I just sat, but nothing had really come of it, no insights or anything, or I didn't really. And this particular day, I just, again, said in my mind, I wonder what I should do. I wonder, if I should go have another, wonder what I should do about this. And then sat there, my eyes shut, and just before my timer went at the end of the 20 minutes, I mean, this gets a little bit woo-woo, like it's a bit sort of out there, but I heard this big booming voice outside of myself, a male voice, say, "Don't let them take your lymph nodes." And I thought, holy shit, now I'm hearing things. I'm going completely crazy.
Yeah.
Now people are talking to me. I'm going nuts. And so I got up and I said, Ross, I've just heard this voice. I wonder what I should. And he said, look, you do what you think you should do. And like the days went on, and they were pretty busy getting ready for the opera because I still have my business and stuff. To cut a long story short, I didn't go and have another test. And they're wheeling me into the operating theatre, and I'm just doing my deep breathing exercises with my eyes shut. And that I heard that voice, that male voice, "Don't let them take my lymph nodes." Again. And I thought there must be something. And so I thought, right, I'm going to say something. Open the doors, and then there was a cast of like 20 people standing there that were about to take the breast, make a new one in white coats. And I just went, oh, and couldn't say anything. So they do their operation, and I woke up, and I'm in intensive care, and I'm feeling really sad and sorry for myself because I'm all like taped up like a mummy and stuff hanging off me and everything. and all of a sudden I hear this like little chirpy voice coming down the hallway, and I realized that it's my little daughter who's 3, Audrey. And I started to get really angry inside because I just thought I didn't want Audrey to see me like this. Like I'd always been this brave and strong person, and my parents were bringing her in to see me. And she comes through the doors, and she just kind of looks at me. She's just looking in my eyes, and I'm looking at her. And she's not looking at all the tubes or anything coming off me. And she goes, "Hi, Mum." And she says, "Did they take?" She said, "Did they take your boob? Did they make you a new one?" And just this, and I said, "Yes, baby." And then just this love just came through me. This incredible love that I needed to kind of do whatever I had to do to be there for them.
Yeah.
And fortunately for me, I had to lie in that bed for 12 days and do nothing. And at that time, as I lay there for the next 12 days, I thought about all the times that I'd said in my life, just fix me, fix me with the needing to be busy all the time. And whenever I had a headache or something, I would take a Panadol, and in the mornings I would have a coffee to wake me up and to keep me going, and how I just never stopped. And I had to kind of really learn what I needed to do for me to keep myself well. And I made this, and I guess this focus on, I knew that I needed to start focusing on living to be here for them. And I was going to do that and put myself first before everything else. So, and what was it that I needed to do to really be healthy and happy? So that kind of started me on my journey of learning all this cool stuff.
Yeah, what an amazing journey that you've had, and what a light bulb moment, especially at the end, the 12 days you had, where am I going to from here? How am I going to reposition my life? And how long ago was that, Bridge? It was a few years ago.
So that was now. That was 2000. Oh, sorry, it's 2010. So we're 2017. So almost 8 years ago. So funny though, I feel more vibrant than I've ever felt before now.
Yeah, isn't it amazing when you become more connected, you get more grounded, more balanced, more focused. Everything's just, freer. It's amazing. So, you're working with working mums. And so what do you think would be their biggest issue that they're dealing with at the moment?
Sure. Look, I think for most mums, it's actually about guilt-free living. So when when I certainly found that when I would do something for myself, I'd feel guilty because perhaps, I'd been working all day. Oh, I should be spending that with the kids, or I'd be with the kids and thinking I should be working on my business. Like it was almost never really being present.
Yeah, when you're a giver, you're always busy doing for others and others.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh no, I can't take 5 minutes for myself. And I totally get that guilt that you have when and so you think becoming guilt free is something to really work on. Is it probably one of the biggest things for your group of
and I think, and recognizing that when you start to do things for yourself, and I guess it's also learning what you need for yourself, what needs to be in your life to really help you to feel vibrant and calm. But it's you become this better person and a better mum because of it, and if you have someone in your life, a better partner, because essentially you've become happier. You're not waiting for this moment to say I'll be happy when.
Do it now, live in the now. Awesome. It's awesome. Well, now I was just wondering if you can give us 3 top tips that these working mums can utilize to sort of overcome their issues with the guilt. What do you recommend?
So the first one I would say is reconnect, and what I mean by that is to stop. We were talking earlier about we never stop, so find a way that you can stop, and when you stop, you become to be able to. So I talked about my journey of connecting into my intuition, but it didn't really start to happen until I started to stop. So however that is, for me, it's in finding that stillness practice. For some, it happens in it might be kind of a walking meditation by themselves or something, but however you can find that way of stopping to connect in and listen to what your body's telling you. So in that, when you stop. So my second tip is to rebalance. So to look at your life and to look at what's out of balance in life. And so when I work with my clients, I look at 4 main areas, and those are work. Do you on the whole get joy from your work, or does it send you crazy with that you hate what you do? Does it stress you out? Those sorts of things. And so the next one is relationships. Is like, your relationships. Do you have loving relationships, or are they more challenging? And how do you feel about yourself? And the third one in that rebalancing your life is exercise. So is there exercise that you do that you love, and bringing that in, because when we exercise, as you know, Sal, doesn't it? But it releases the happy.
Yes, keep going.
It releases all those happy hormones. So fitting. Yeah, and then the last part is, do you have a spiritual practice? So a spiritual practice being where that you recognize that there's something greater than you, and kind of being able to build that trust into your life to know that the universe is looking after you, providing your, you're paying attention. So teaching people how to do that. So, yeah, and so that's the rebalancing one. And then the last one is just reigniting your passion. So finding something that you love to do and just bringing that back into your life.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they're awesome. I'm totally on board. I've had so many goosebump moments. It's not funny. But,
oh, thank you, Sal.
Before we wind up, I just thought, overall, what are you really passionate about? Just in a line or two.
I really love when I see women feel alive, like truly alive, and they're doing it guilt-free. So that they know that the things that they do in their life make them feel good, and they embrace it, and they don't give a shit what other people think. So.
I love it. I love it because there's nothing more attractive than a confident woman. I just love that, just Well, Bridge, thank you so much for your time today. If anybody's wanting to get in touch with you or follow up what you've been doing, where can we send them?
If they go to focusonliving.com.au.
Yeah, cool.
And thank you so much for your time, Sally.
I've really enjoyed it. I'm sorry the lines dropped out a little bit here and there. I've got about 10 kids in the house using up all the data. That's school holidays and that's life, eh? Yeah.
That is.
Thank you so much for your time today. Really enjoyed it. And thank you so much for sharing all of your story. You've been through the ringer and look at you now. You're an awesome... All righty, guys.
Thank you, Sally.
From here and see you next time. And thanks, Bridge. See you soon. Bye.